Yes, macro planification is an important tool for the project manager. Whenever the project manager has to communicate, this is the number one tool. We will see, for example, that you can use it at the initiation of the project. At the initiation, you need to have some data to be able to give input for cost estimation to create the budget. For this, you will do a certain planning of what you will do in the project. But of course, you won't enter in all the details. You just want to have a global overview of the project. Another situation that is also important is whenever you have to do a presentation or that you are facing the steering committee with the stakeholder. In that situation, that kind of people, they don't want to enter into the details of the project, nor do they want to enter in the details of the planning. They want to know globally how it goes. They want to see where they are standing, and they want to have points and reflection in order to take and make decisions. It's Christian from Vision 6D. I hope that you are really well, and today we are going to look at macro planning. And for this, I'm going to use the example and the situation of the pandemic COVID-19 that we all know really well in order to show you how we can do an efficient presentation with the elements that I pulled out of MS Project. And yes, you can help me grow the channel by subscribing. Let's dig now into the presentation. In all the projects, everything was going really well in 2020. We were ahead doing the things we had to do. And then we heard, beginning of the year, those issues about a virus spreading in China. And in the beginning, we saw that by the end of January, China informed WHO, the World Health Organization, that an epidemic of severe pneumonia was ongoing in China. The center of the epidemic was the city of Wuhan in the Hubei region. By the 24th January, there were already 1,000 people infected there. So the authorities decided to lock down the Hubei region and the city of Wuhan. By the 30th January, WHO declared this as a health emergency. And you see something that is really interesting. The USA had its first deaths the 6th February. Although for a long time we thought it was beginning of March, they found out by looking at people that had died in California, by doing post-mortem analysis, they found out that those people had died from the coronavirus. So it simply shows that it quickly spread worldwide. France announced its first death on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And then the US had their first 100 infections by the 2nd of March. The 9th of March, it was so severe in Italy that the authorities there decided to lock down Italy. First lockdown followed by a second prolongation. In Hubei, China, the lockdown lasted 76 days. In Europe, we tend to have lockdowns of several times of 30 days. The 15th of March, it was Spain that decided to lock down their towns. And the 16th, it was France that decided to have people stay at home. And this was renewed several times. It's what is shown here in orange for France, yellow for Spain, and blue for Italy. The US, on their other side, mid-March, let's say the 11th of March, they had 1,000. And the 19th, so let's admit it was 1 week later, they jumped already to 10,000 infections. They needed first to have 100,000 infections by the 26th of March to decide to decide to give lockdown and stay at home orders or directives to the people. By the 27th of April, US has 1 million infections. And at the same day, worldwide, WHO announced that we have 3 million people infected. So the point I want to make is that in the US, they needed a delay of 2 weeks compared to other countries like in Europe. And this point is what I want us to take out today out of this short presentation of the pandemic history. So, you've seen the presentation by using the macro planification. As you saw, it is really global. It's not necessary to enter into details. What is important for a project manager is when he prepares his presentation to put the key points that he wants to make the people aware. When you are confronted to stakeholders or department manager and you put points on which you aren't prepared, be sure that they will ask questions on those points. So what you have to put into the presentation are points that you really master and decision points. Where do you want stakeholders to take decisions? Those are the important points that must figure into your macro planning. As a project manager, you will also use the macro planning with your teams, with customers or the users that you have at your company. Of course, you can download the file on our website, which contain all those elements that you see in front of you. You will be able to play with it. And there is also an additional file, which is an Excel file with a list of all the events of the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of countries are covered, but of course, not all of them. You can extend it. You can use it to do your own planning or to prepare your own macro planning. In the next video, we are going to use MS Project to build that macro planning that you see behind me. So, I guess you must be curious now about the timeline and how to use it. So you liked my presentation, thumb up, and subscribe to the channel because it really helps to grow the channel. Share it, comment of course, and your questions are really welcome. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.